Yes, presenting in language the government of Rwanda, dear journalists, actors of the media, my colleagues, and all people who are gathering here this morning. So I used to write your speech, but let me just speak. Usually when you speak from your heart, I think it's much more honest, frank, and it also translates what we would like to do. So as I stand here, we always stand through this forum, but also through the institution we represent as the representative of the smallholder farmers somewhere in Zander in Niger, or somewhere in Gedebus in Senegal, or in the Manyama in Congo, here in Mozambique, in Rwanda, or somewhere in the Atlas, Morocco. So all being people from Africa, and they are rural communities. They're the one feeding us in most of the cities where we live here in Africa, but also outside the continent. So these people, in many cases, are not necessarily connected to information. They are not necessarily knowing what we do, although our will is to make sure that well-being and also progress and transformation happen where they are. Most of us here, sitting here, we are also connected to those people, and they are our relatives, they are part of our communities, they are part of our countries. So our job and our responsibility beyond just organizing forum of gathering in a hotel is to make sure that whatever we do, it translates to impact, but also change, and the change we all want for the continent. So as we gathered every year to have this kind of progress, measuring progress, discussing on what's happening on the continent, seeing how we are tackling the most pressing challenge, we always put them at the forefront. So it's rural communities, poor communities, young people who are migrating from those communities coming to the city, struggling in big cities, and most of them we have also this responsibility as those who are the leaders to bring our commitment, leadership actions, and that includes also media, because the media has a key role in any society, informative role, but also providing the information, the right information, so but also the control. The right information help also us to measure and see where we're going, but also reflect from the past, so as we design a pathway, and the right pathway, of course, the future we want, the future of Africa we want. So that future we want, I can just summarize it as two. One, when we talk about food system, is to feed our people. So up to now in the 21st century, we're talking about feeding people still living in hunger, when we are enjoying our breakfast here is to me inacceptable. So I think we have a responsibility to do, and we need to solve this and move to other most interesting and most innovative direction, which is education, the society of knowledge, where growth is not just building, but growth is linked to knowledge, is linked to creation, and because we have solved the issue of eating and feeding. Again, if people are hungry, you cannot get peace in any country, you cannot get also growth, you cannot get development. So I think it's a baseline which we need to work on and have. So we all have the responsibility as one, whether it's policymakers, it's government, it's civil society, it's also private sector, academia. So we all come around this forum to make sure that what we are doing is right, and we try to get it right. The knowledge media is also central in all of this, because you are the one looking at us, and also giving that information and the right information to the people. So the second element which we need to solve also, as we talk about food system transformation, is job creation. So although we are feeding people, I think this is one of the sectors where jobs can be created a lot as along the food system value chain, whether you take any type of value chain, cash crop, cocoa, coffee, food crops with rice, maize, even on biodiversity, livestock. So along all those food system value chain, from production to the market, you have a lot of segments where jobs and decent job can be created. When we talk about decent job, it's not just a job where you are surviving, and for many years people are there surviving. It's look at medium, but it's also what we call the full job for young people. And we are very pleased to have these young people coming this morning to discuss also and talk. The summit will be their summit, and the issue of creating jobs, taking care of your family, being also dignified because of what you do, you love it, you like it, and you're feeding people is also something very central. I think those two combined is more than enough an answer to what we should provide to the rest of the people, but also what we put on the table as key messages which the media can convey to any of our society. So it's extremely important that we gather and we talk about it. So as we move towards this summit, which is one moment, it's only a moment throughout the year, but we do go beyond just the moment. The moment is a moment of reflection, a moment of reviewing, but also measuring what we do. And this year, coming back to Kigali is always a good thing for the country, as the country has a new leadership. 5 coming years has been progressing, showing also the way. Other countries are doing the same, and I think we have hope that on the continent, with the new generation, we have new young people. We can also transform and scale up and leapfrog on many fronts. So that's why this year's theme has been put on innovation, accelerate, and scale. So innovation, because of the young people we are talking about, that's why we brought them here. There will be many during the summit coming from all over. And we would like them to showcase the creativity, to unleash the potential which they have. That potential is the inner potential which we need to look at it from an opportunity perspective, not as a challenge or not something which you should not do because it's agriculture. But it's a business. Agriculture is a business. You can make money, and you can also change your life and improve the well-being and improve the economy of the country. So that's why that innovation, we want to let the young people lead the way. So second, accelerate is, we are in an era where we have every time policy deadline. It's the Malabo Declaration, it's the SDGs in a few years. So we have to make sure that before the deadline, 2030, but before next year, that we have also some good progress happening in many countries we can showcase as a continent, also moving and also showing the way. So scale is, we have many initiatives happening, many projects, many programs across the continent. But when you don't have scale, you don't necessarily have also change. So it's good to have good model, best practice, but we need now to scale it up. And scale it up is require money, require resources, require also effort, joint effort. And that's why that delivery, which is connected in a context of climate change and a digital era, is very important. And this year, for the first time, we are bringing several sector ministries, because we've rebranded from Agricultural Revolution Forum to African Food System Forum. So when you change your name, it's not only the name, it's